Hey, Cooter!
Joe!
Check this out. There's anywhere but here, man, on this here podcast.
Oh, I like me some podcasts, man.
What y'all talking about?
We're talking about anywhere but here.
What's anywhere but here? Anywhere but here in Mississippi?
No, man, anywhere but here over in England.
Hey, we ain't in England.
I know, but that's where the England's from.
What?
Hey, Cletus, remember when we went and saw that movie about the Wars in the Stars and they had like lightsabers and stuff like that? Well, these people here talk about things we like.
Really?
I guarantee.
Well, hot diggity damn. What we waiting for?
Anywhere but here podcast.
Welcome to our first podcast, which is probably going to start like many other podcasts.
It's extremely original.
Yeah, we don't know what we're doing.
And we still don't.
Hello and welcome to Anywhere But Here. This is our 52nd episode, the final one of our first year of broadcasting.
Yes.
This is a celebration.
It is. I
And,
think the celebration of the fact that we've actually stuck to something weekly.
Yeah, which certain people didn't think we would.
No. Us.
Us. Yeah. No, we had the conviction it was
Yes.
Corky.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and we
that
did talk
didn't.
about
He
him.
said that it was going to be a fad and a phase. It's why he only
so
came in on
true.
two episodes. He didn't want to be in the first one.
Yeah, we
He
spoke
came
about that in the
on-
first episode.
Yeah, I
didn't
know. I've been listening to it this
we?
morning.
Yeah, making notes.
Yes, so this is, it's not going to be a clip show.
No.
Because a certain someone,
A certain wise man said clip shows are fucking stupid.
so we kind of took that to heart because that's kind of what we were planning.
We do have another clip.
We do
Just
have,
two clips.
Yeah, we do have another clip that we're going to play later on in the show.
Yeah.
But we also don't want to, I say we don't want to be too self-referential, but I have a feeling that this whole episode is going to be all about us.
Well, yeah, but it's a celebration. It's kind of like patting
Exactly.
ourselves on the back. I
We're
mean,
allowed to pat ourselves
even
on
when
the
we
back.
were in the band and it was something we loved doing, we didn't practice every single week. And we
This
weren't
is
as
true.
dedicated to it,
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, I think that's true.
Yeah. So far, we've spoken about three things, I think, that we mentioned in the first episode.
Yes, yeah, I know. It's like the serpent is eating its own tail.
Yeah. Ooh. But yeah, so it's cool. I think we're not going to stray too far from format. We are going to kind of have a bit of news up front, a little bit of news, and
yeah.
then probably talk about ourselves.
And other, and in relation to other things, I think as well.
Yeah, I think it's just stuff we've learnt this last year and stuff that's happened this last year and
Yeah,
what sort of effect
and
it's had. And
have a look at like how we set this podcast up and what we've come to learn and what we've achieved and
Yeah.
whether we've hit any of our goals.
yes,
So you get to kind of see whether we have done or not.
yeah.
We'll get to that later on, I think.
Oh, dear.
So what news do you have, sir?
The biggest bit of news I saw was actually sent to us this morning. It was my dad sent it to us this morning, which is that what people are calling Batman versus Superman has been delayed until 2016 now. It was supposed to be July next year.
Yeah.
It was going to come out. And
Well,
they've
that's
delayed
like-
it until 2016. There was some speculation the last few days that Ben Affleck's suffered an injury.
Okay.
So it was going to be delayed a little bit. But they have delayed it, but they haven't said it's because of an injury. They said it's because they want to... It's Warner Brothers, isn't it? They want
That's
to...
right.
all the
Capitalise
stuff
on the
that's
marketing.
involved. No, the complex story of it and stuff
Yeah.
like that. They want to sort of make
Wanna
sure it looks as good as it can and the
fine-tune it.
story is told as good as it can be told. Also, I don't think they want to be competing with like the next Avengers next year
Yeah.
and you know all these massive summer films that are coming out next year.
Yeah, they don't want to be shown up, basically, by Marvel, who we have said repeatedly are knocking it out of the park at the moment.
Yeah, the filmmakers' time. They're giving the filmmakers time to fully realise their vision, given the complex nature of the story. The decision was made following the shift of the start of production to second quarter of this year. So they've delayed the start of it. They probably have delayed the start of it because of Affleck's injury, if he's got one.
Yeah.
And that has pushed them back that far. But yeah, it was supposed to be July 17th, 2015. Now it's May 6th, 2016.
That is a shame.
Why are people calling it Batman versus Superman? They've never said that, have
Well, no, they
they? I
haven't.
think it's the logo because
Yeah.
the bat is so
prominent behind the Superman symbol. The symbol for hope.
Sorry, yeah, not the big S. Symbol for hope.
Okay. I can live with that, though. I don't really mind. But what are they going to do in the meantime to continue their franchise? They don't have any other films
Well,
in
they've
the
got-
offing, do they? DC? Because this was going to be
DC,
the
I
one
don't
that
think they have,
introduces
have they?
Wonder Woman and possibly someone else.
Green Lantern?
Was it Green?
No, Green Lantern. Green
Flash.
Flash. Oh, I can't remember even who
I
it was.
don't
Yeah, but who was... I don't know. But Lantern. Yeah, what else is next year? Next year is also Star Wars Episode 7.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so you got like, and a new Bond film apparently.
Really?
So it's like you're competing with Star Wars, Avengers, and Bond. Yeah, I think you don't want to flood the market too much, and we might not win because of the criticism Man of Steel got.
Well, maybe. Yeah, they want to make it. Well, the thing is, they're going to have to make it almost a completely different type of film than Man of Steel
Completely.
was.
I mean, I am less likely to see it because of Man of Steel. Not that I didn't enjoy. I enjoyed it for the ridiculousness.
Yeah, it was fine, but it just wasn't.
I think I enjoyed it the same way I like Steven Seagal films and stuff like that. Just complete carnage.
Yeah, maybe.
Not for the story or anything like that.
Yeah. It wasn't what anyone expected it to be, I
No.
think, is the problem. And maybe it deserves a second watch. Now
I
that
think
you
if
know,
I watch now, I know what it is.
Yeah, but I haven't bought it, which shows you something.
Yes. The only reason I will be going to see this one is
Batman.
because the bat is so prominent in the logo. It makes me think there's going to be quite a bit of Batman, and I am interested to see. I'm interested to see Ben Affleck make people eat their words.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping that he does a really, really good job,
Yeah.
and everyone just goes, and now
sorry.
that there's so many podcasts and blogs and stuff like that who have nailed him against the wall already,
Yes.
it will be quite interesting to see those people squirm.
Yes. Yeah. Go. Oh well, he was actually quite good.
But still,
He was crap in Daredevil.
yeah. How many years ago was that now?
Clutching at straws, I think the term is.
Yeah.
Everyone's
I have-
entitled to their opinion, though.
Yeah, of
You know.
course they are. Of course they might be wrong, but everyone's entitled to it.
Yes.
Now,
Did you have? Yes.
I've got.
Go.
In a couple of weeks' time, the Winter Olympics happens. Did you know that?
No.
There's been an
I didn't know it
advert.
was a couple of weeks' time. I knew it was due soon
Yeah.
because I've heard
Yeah, it's-
Winter Olympics thrown about.
Being held in Russia.
Snow.
Yes.
That's fine, yeah.
Which is good. I mean, you could never have it over here. We don't have enough snow.
No.
Which is weird because this time last year our podcast was delayed starting because of the snow.
Yeah, we were supposed to start on this week last year.
Yeah, but we didn't. We started next week last year.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, you could have it at the Gillingham slopes, I suppose, the artificial slopes.
True, yeah. Go to Capstan Park.
Yeah, I don't know.
think, yeah.
And then you could have over at the Gillingham, is it Gillingham Strood ice rink? You could have the skating.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, so it's being held in Russia, and there's been a lot of shit coming out of Russia recently. We've talked about like the anti-gay protesting and all that kind of
course.
stuff. But apparently, Vladimir Putin, the warlord of Russia, says there's
He's
no.
called Vladimir.
Yeah, I know. Vlad,
Yeah.
Impaler. He says there's no danger for gay people at the Russian Winter Olympics. They're not in any danger. So if you're gay and you're thinking about going to the Russian Winter Olympics, don't worry.
Well, that's good
Everything's
to
gonna be
know
fine.
that they're not going to get hurt.
Despite all that stuff. Although he also...
It's ridiculous that he has to point out that that gay people aren't in danger.
Isn't it? I know. I mean, what's he going to do? I mean, the thing is, I think maybe he was thinking of banning spandex. And that kind of hinders the whole Olympics
Well,
thing.
it does really. I mean,
what are they going to have to do? They're going to have to be like in lumberjack shirts and things like that.
but you talk about the athletes themselves.
Yes.
Because a lot of them wear spandex.
Well, yeah, precisely. Was that going to be the problem?
Oh, jeez.
Because it's a little bit, figure
Christ.
hugging. He's not into the gayness. There will be no figure skating. There'll be no dancing on ice.
And you can't use the word
because,
figure because, that might excite people too much.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
The Russian president claimed there was no professional or social discrimination against gay people in Russia and said Sir Elton John, who condemned the law during a recent performance in Moscow, was an extraordinary person, loved by millions, regardless of his sexual orientation. Yeah.
Oh, it really does make me... Like, the fact that people even have to point this stuff out now.
I know.
They have to make these statements. It's... why? It doesn't matter.
He says that the law that he tried to pass recently was you got to read it carefully and pay attention to its name. It's called A Ban on the Propaganda of Paedophilia and Homosexuality. There are countries, including in Europe, where they're debating the possibilities of legalising paedophilia, publicly discussing this in Parliament. They can do what they want, but the people of Russia have their own cultural code and their own traditions. It seems to me that the law we adopted doesn't harm anybody. What's more, homosexual people excuse me, can't feel inferior here because there is no professional, career or social discrimination against them. When they achieve great success, for example, Elton John, he's an extraordinary person, a distinguished musician, and millions of our people sincerely love him, regardless of his sexual orientation.
So as long as you're successful,
Yeah,
we like
then
you.
it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it says
But
the law
apparently
is
there are
against-
places in Europe about to legalise paedophilia. I don't think I've heard that anywhere.
No. I mean, the closest we got was...
People
I
wanting
think-
to lower the age of
Yes,
consent.
I think that's
wasn't
probably
it?
what he might be alluding to,
maybe.
which was actually the UK.
Yeah. But I think it was vetoed, I don't think.
Yes.
Because they wanted to
think it
lower it
was
to like
some-
13 or 14.
It was some
didn't they?
extremist. It wasn't like Labour or...
No, that's right. It was probably like the BNP or
Yeah.
or UKIP or something.
But yeah, but the law was against the propaganda of paedophilia. So you're not allowed to release
Things.
documentation condemning paedophilia
Or promoting
homosexuality. Or promoting, yeah.
Either way.
You just got to let it be.
Yeah. Like Paul McCartney says.
I was going to say that myself. Which is fair
so,
enough. You know, I don't see
yeah.
that. I don't see why you can't promote
No.
homosexuality, not paedophilia. Sorry, let me just be
Let's
clear on
step
that
back there for a second, shall we?
Yeah, I don't see why you can't promote homosexuality. Like not stuff like, hey, come over, be gay with us, it's great. Like stuff like, don't be ashamed to be gay. If you are gay, you know, don't be scared. There are people out here to help you. That sort of stuff I agree with.
Positive reinforcement.
You know, it's the same way I look at religion. You know, say, you know, religion's great, it's really helped me. If you are religious, don't be ashamed to tell people. But don't go, hey, come to our church, it's great.
Yeah, don't be aggressive about it.
No.
Yeah.
Don't be in people's faces. But, you know, I don't see any problem with saying, hey, I'm gay and proud and putting it out there. It's,
No, me neither.
Paedophilia, on the other hand.
Paedophilia, on the other hand, is something to be abhorred.
Yes.
And you know, people should have nasty stuff done to them if they are one. I believe.
Yes.
I'm a hardliner on that.
Oh, yes.
But they will anyway because they go to prison and the
And get
prisoners
killed.
will get shivved. You know.
Yeah.
With a pointy toothbrush or something. What they
Pointy
make their, whatever
toothbrush.
they make their shivs out of. Yeah, that story was brought into us by Joe as well, another regular contributor to the show
Yes.
and producer.
Yes.
As your story was given in by your dad, who has also
Yes.
contributed quite a lot this year.
He has, yes.
So thank you.
and we
to
do
Kevin.
really appreciate both of you for that.
We've also had regular contributions from Chris Osborne.
Yes.
He
yeah,
has
he gave
regularly
us a couple of
contributed
non-news
quite
pieces.
a lot of non-news, which we stopped doing quite a while ago.
I
and
think
we
my
should
favourite
probably
non-news
resurrect.
that he put in was about the length of the grass on one side of the road
Yeah.
as opposed to the other.
That was in one of
brilliant.
the episodes back in the summer sometime.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly
Yeah,
which
it was
one.
we came back from holiday and that grass was short and this grass wasn't.
And it's because the grass was owned by two separate parts of the
Councils.
council or something. And they weren't, and
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
it was great. We've also had contributions from Scott from Stinking Paws.
about the Santa, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I should have written everyone
Oh,
down.
we didn't
I mean,
think
we've
about
had
the
quite a lot.
contributions.
We've
I
had
think-
quite a lot, and
Yeah.
we sincerely do.
Appreciate it.
Yes, every single one of them. And if we don't get round to them on the show, it's not that we haven't. It's not that we're slighting it at all. It's that sometimes we just forget.
It's just the fact that, as you could probably tell, we don't prepare a lot and everyone else gives us stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
It's the fact that you've contributed so much and we've not got into the habit of planning stuff that we have forgotten you.
Yeah.
So it's your fault. We like to blame other people. No. But yeah,
But,
we do genuinely appreciate you,
and-
even if we haven't told you,
Yeah. And we would.
named you.
Yeah. And we would. We look forward to hearing more from everyone in the future as
Yes.
we go on.
Yes, we do.
We always get round to these things in the end, even if it's a whole episode of us being like, here's some stuff that people have sent in over the last few months that we've forgotten to talk
Yeah.
about, which we have done once.
Yeah, we did make a whole episode
Yeah.
pretty much based on contributions.
Again, can't remember which episode number that was for people to go back and check out.
Actually, there was one more news thing that I did see this week that just horrible. It was a local one. It was that girl in Maidstone, that 16-year-old girl.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've forgotten to get her name up,
Yeah.
but she was killed. Was it a hit and run, or she was run over by? She was run over and she died, which is a tragic
Yeah.
story. But I did see, and it was something that I couldn't help. I just took it and thought, how can I spin this for the podcast? Not the story itself, but the fact on the front of the Kent Messenger, which is like our local newspaper for the area, said, "Girl 16 killed by car."
Right. Okay, I can see.
Yeah, it's like the car didn't kill
no,
her. The
it's
car
like-
was the the tool, the implement.
Yeah.
Like
It's like guns don't kill people.
rappers do. Colin, it's this goldy looking chain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to them? I liked them.
I like them too.
But yeah, so it said girl 16 killed by car, and it's kind of like, well, no, she wasn't. The car didn't pull out a
No,
gun.
It
And,
was
like
it
mow her
was
down.
the man or woman in the driving.
Yeah, it was
seat
the
that killed her.
driver's carelessness, or
Yeah.
and it is a tragic story. I just saw that and I thought, why is that person working for a newspaper who came up with that?
Yeah. I know. It galls me. This is why I try not to read.
That's really bad.
I mean,
phrasing,
I have to
isn't it?
read news every week for this podcast, really, and I do try to keep up with the news. But some things that I read, I'm like, I could do so much better.
And I think the problem with that, like on that side of it, is like we're in this age where everyone wants hourly updates of news, so the news is rushed.
Yeah. Oh, it is. Yeah, without a doubt.
But the KM, like that happened last week, and the KM comes out on a Friday. Maybe I can't remember which day it was. Like you've got a whole week
yeah.
to phrase that title better,
Yeah.
and that like the journalist wrote that piece, and it was proofread. And then
Yeah.
it went to the editor,
Yeah, exactly.
who had to pass it.
Everything is passed through
That's
the
at least
editor.
like 3 people
Yeah.
had to check
to have
that
seen
and
that.
going, girl killed by car. Yeah, that sounds fine. Like, no, it doesn't. She wasn't killed by a car. She was killed. I mean, how would you phrase it?
Well,
Killed
she
in
was run
accident?
down by a car driven by a lunatic.
That's a long title for a piece.
Well, just,
It wasn't
I
a
don't
hit
know.
and run though, was it? So you can't
Well,
say girl.
did they run away? I mean, that's the thing. It is a hit and run, isn't it? If they didn't stick about to
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
Phone
I
the
just thought it
police
was
or
very,
whatever.
very poorly worded.
girl involved in hit and run or girl killed in hit and run.
In car accident. No, because she wasn't in a car
No.
accident.
It's a
It's
hit
just
and
one of
run.
those
It
things like
would've,
you
you
could
know.
sit there for half an hour, you could probably come up with a better bloody title
Yeah.
than girl 16 killed by car.
Yeah.
Terrible. It's a terrible story though.
True.
It happened a few years ago as well. One of my cousin's school friends was killed. She was hit by a car. Unfortunately, like she was in a coma for months as well after
Right.
that, and it's just speed limits, people.
Yeah, they're there for a reason.
Yeah,
There was that kid as well in Scotland who went missing.
yeah. I briefly saw
Mikhail
something about
something
that.
or other.
Yeah.
He was found dead yesterday.
Yes, actually, yes, I did see
and
that.
they've caught the mother. They've taken her in. And
Was it the
something
mother,
to do
wasn't
with,
it?
well, we don't know.
She wasn't. He found near his auntie's house. Like
So
a mile
yeah,
away
the
from his
auntie is
auntie's house.
implicated as well.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I've got to be honest. As soon as I saw that on the TV 3 days ago that this kid had gone missing, my thought instantly goes to the parents.
It always does, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's
because
sad.
weirdly,
It usually
it's
is.
a family member who's killed it.
Yes.
The kid, you know. So I kind of. It's horrible to think that someone could kill their own
Because
child.
there was that girl who was kidnapped or who went missing.
Yeah, the one who was
2 years ago,
Yeah,
and she was found in her uncle's or godfather's.
chained to a bed or something,
loft
wasn't it? Yeah,
or
in the
something,
loft.
yeah.
Something horribly
Like,
gothic.
luckily, she survived.
Yeah.
But then she has to deal with that bloody psychological
And
distress.
then the year before that, there was a family who hid their child to try and get a Madeleine McCann style fund
fucking
set
yeah!
up
Oh,
because they were horrible chav scum what lived on council estates.
love your kids, people.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Don't use them as a fucking ransom note.
Start a podcast with them.
Yeah, which is something you've done recently.
I did.
Is it not?
Yes, I recorded an episode with Chloe yesterday. It was good fun.
Mm.
I'm hoping to get a couple under my belt before I start
Yeah.
releasing them because you know you can never guarantee
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
But it was good
I
fun.
don't
You
think
will
it'll
hear
be
it
a regular
eventually.
one. It'll be a semi-regular. I would have thought.
Yeah, I think it will be. I mean, you will hear it eventually.
Yeah.
And it is good fun and it's
Yeah.
funny. And she's a bit weird like me, so it's brilliant.
It is good. I like it. I like what I've heard so far.
Yes.
So look forward to that very soon.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry, I inhaled some spit.
Should we do something like we used to do before we get on to the talking about ourselves?
Oh, okay. What?
Pick a number between 1 and 7.
Oh yeah, we haven't done this in a long while. I want the one about the podcast in Kent. Can you remember which one that is?
No, let's try number 1 though.
It's not number 1.
It's not number 1.
I don't know.
Oh God, don't do this to me.
You're listening to Anywhere But Here, the best podcast in Kent, or your money back.
Thank you.
I win.
Well done.
And if you
Yeah,
don't
we
know,
haven't
that
done
was
those.
Smokey from History of Misunderstanding.
This is true. We haven't done those idents in a long time now.
No, we need some new ones. Please record us some new ones, people.
Yeah, because we won't do it for ourselves.
No. See that? I don't know. That would seem a bit weird to me. If you're listening to
Yeah.
us talk and then we kind of break off and do an ident,
No,
and then
you're right. If anyone wants to submit some sort of ident like that, in the vein of that, then give it a go.
still got a
Send it
sticker.
in to us at avhpod@gmail.com.
yes, please do. Or put it on Dropbox and send us the link
Yeah,
or anything like that.
Yeah.
It'll help.
it
You
will.
can send us the link at the email address or on Twitter at ABHpod.
You can, indeed. Right,
don't know.
what are we going on to now? I don't really know how to get into things.
Well, we were
We're going to
gonna
start talking about ourselves again.
Yeah, we were. Well, I mean, I'll tell you what. We will talk about the first episode. What date did we record it? Did we say was it the 27th?
The 27th of January
last year, yeah.
2013. And right at the end of that episode, you said that if it made it up before
February.
the end of February, it would be a miracle and you'd surpass yourself. It went up that evening.
Yes, it did. Did it though? Because we recorded on the Sunday. Did it actually go up on the 27th?
yeah,
Does it say
look,
27th there?
look there.
How did we do that? Because we didn't No, we did. Because
did.
we done it early in the morning. We recorded early in the morning. I then went and registered
With
the
iTunes
hosting.
and all
No,
that.
registered
Oh,
the
that's
hosting.
right, yeah.
And we had to wait for that to get sorted out. That got sorted out before the evening.
Yeah.
And we actually managed to upload it and get it live before. That was crazy.
And actually, I'm going to put it out there. Without you, none of this would actually happen because you are the person that knows technology and the ins and outs of
Yeah,
getting
I
everything
suppose.
sorted.
Yeah.
I have no fucking idea how this works. I turn up and do some talking and I write a bit of the blog, but that's effectively it. Like, you do all the technical stuff.
I mean,
And I thank you wholeheartedly for that.
no, I appreciate that. Yeah, but I mean, like I say, today, like just as this happens fairly regularly basis, that I turn up and I don't really have a lot, and Tom's kind of sitting there and writing notes and planning stuff, and he does come up with a hell of a lot of the content, and you'll trawl through the Twitter and pick out the best like stories and stuff. So I think you provide most of the content. So if this was just me, I would be fucked. I wouldn't have anything. It would be boring as hell. So I do appreciate the work you put in to actually make it interesting.
Thank you. And we've come away with an award
We
at the end of this year as well. We were
which is closely tied to the 52 episodes in 52 weeks.
Yeah, we received an award. We haven't received it yet.
We haven't received it. We've received
It's
the
been
virtual
announced that we've won an award from History of Misunderstanding. Their inaugural podcasting
Yes.
awards. We got the award for most regular podcast,
Yes.
sponsored by Bran Flakes.
Sponsored by Brown Plate. Actually, this podcast itself won 2 awards.
It did, and this is for best host,
Yes.
best podcast host of the year.
Which one of us got it? Tom?
Joe
Joe
got it because she's everyone's favourite. Well, she trawls through Twitter or like other websites and tweets us loads and loads of stories for us to talk about.
Yes.
She contributes more than anyone else, which is why we tend to call her the producer of this
She
show.
contributes more than me. She contributes more than Tom.
Yeah. The thing that people don't quite realise is that she scatterguns it a little bit. In that she doesn't normally... she just goes by the headline and that's it.
So she doesn't actually read it. She's like, that sounds interesting. That will be something that's good for them.
Some of the websites she can't open on her BlackBerry, so she's just like, oh, that sounds interesting. And
I'll flick it over to them.
I'm going to say a couple of them have missed the mark.
But
9 times out of 10, I'd say.
Yes.
There's a lot actually that she's sent in since New Year that I really want to get round to, because there are some really, really interesting talking points.
There've been quite a few over the break we took that she kept sending. Like she didn't stop just because we weren't recording.
Yeah.
Which is great.
She's committed, and also we've had her on one of the whole episodes. We had her on our Christmas special episode, didn't we?
Yeah, and she popped in for the embarrassing stories episode.
Yeah, and I think it's starting to get under her skin now. Like she's got over her nerves of being on camera.
She's got the bug
and on mic. So you never know. There might be another podcast at some point. She may feature regularly on this in the future.
Yeah,
semi-regularly. I don't know.
I think the Tom and Joe show would be quite interesting.
Yeah, we could sort out our domestic differences on air.
Actually, some of the best podcasts I've listened to have been couples.
Yeah.
Talking to each other.
I've thought about it. I haven't broached it with you yet.
Yeah, because she'll be listening.
Yeah,
but I think the Tom and Joe show would be good. I mean, so we've got that the Chloe episode that I've recorded that I'm hoping to do a regular thing of. We've got the I want to hear the Tom and Joe show. I'm going to call it the Tom and Joe show until you decide
fair
on that
enough.
title.
No, that'll be the title.
Or should it be the Joe and Tom show? No, Tom and Joe is more poetic, isn't it? Tom and Joe show.
Yeah. You need the you need the alliteration at the end.
Yes, we like alliteration.
We do, and we've tried. We haven't done an alliterative title in quite a while, have we?
I thought we did last week.
Maybe we did. Oh yeah, we did. It was the first time though in 6 episodes, 5 episodes, I think. We do try to alliterate the titles because we think that it's just a little bit more catchy.
Yeah, I think
so. It's a bit more eye-catching.
Got those 2 we want to work on. There's a third one we want to get up as part of the ABH network, should we call it? But it won't just be us.
No.
Hopefully we can get people involved in
We're
it.
hoping we're probably going to record 1 or 2, aren't we? That's going to be us, which kind of sets out how it's going to work, and then we might once it's put out there in the ether and people can see kind of how it works, then we would like other podcasters that we know to do one with just one of us or maybe both of us. It's going to be, there's not going to be
who's available,
a definite host. It's whoever's available at the time who can sit down with their laptop and microphone and just talk about
stuff.
Yeah, stuff. And
we won't give it away just yet.
No, it was mentioned on the Nerd Church crossover.
Well, that's where the idea came from.
Way back.
20, was it 20 something? No,
it was
37.
37.
37?
Yeah. So yeah, that's something that's also in development. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, this year we're gonna get stuff.
I think we needed to get this year out under our belt so that we knew what we were doing. We've got all the technology that we need. We'll get some more because
we need to.
Why not? I need one of these.
Yeah.
And that's about it, really.
That's all we need. Yeah, we just need
set
another
of microphones, perhaps.
I need one to record with Chloe.
There are plans here at this house for a special place for us to record.
Yes.
As long as I can get it all sorted.
Yes,
and
that would be quite exciting as well.
Yeah, get it all soundproof.
It'll be exciting to just be able to turn up, sit down and record and not have to set up, unpack the bags and set up and whatever. Yeah. It'll be good. I'll enjoy that.
I'm looking forward to it.
And maybe multi-camera setup eventually.
Maybe, yeah, this is it.
Get some GoPros to sit down and face just us and then wide shot. It'd be cool.
But that's all in the future. This is all stuff for you to look forward to or not.
Yeah.
In the future.
Yeah. What did I go into?
Going back to our first episode, sorry. We set out some basic kind of things that we wanted to address.
Yes.
And I wanted to know, unfortunately, I don't think I wrote them down, but there's a couple that I've written down here. We wanted it. You wanted to improve your self-confidence.
Yes.
And I wanted to improve my public speaking and stop going and and ah and be able to think on the fly.
That's true.
which would effectively benefit my future career, possibly.
It'd help with writing as well, because you're writing, where do I go next? Click, there it is.
Yeah,
It's-
and also in interview situations.
Oh, definitely. I haven't put that to the test yet.
No, neither have I.
Did you have an interview? No, I don't think you need to be
there wasn't an interview.
re-interviewed for your permanent. No.
No, the first time round when I didn't get it, there was an interview, but the second time there wasn't. It was just based on.
And the first time was before
the
podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I need to check that out at some point. I need to go for a job interview. I need to.
Yeah, just go for a job interview just to check to see how the podcast has benefited you. I think, like, as far as public speaking goes, I think the confidence. Sorry, the confidence thing. I think, yeah, in regards to sitting in front of a microphone and talking, especially like with this one, it's like. So yeah, I know me and you talking, like, while I'm with you, yes, I can talk better.
Yeah.
Talk better.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, yeah. It
If
is
you
right. It just
said more better.
More
then
better,
I'd
yeah.
have
I can talk more better. I think, yeah, I'm a lot happier to sit in front of a mic and talk if you're sat next to me. I think yesterday proved to me that I can do it when you're not there.
Yeah.
Like, talk to clients. And actually, with the YouTube videos, the gaming, which I
Yeah,
haven't
that's true,
done for a
because you're
while,
essentially just talking to yourself on that. Aren't you?
Yeah, that one I need to work on, coming up with stuff to talk about in the breaks when there's nothing going on.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to people at work about podcasting, because I've had like 4 or 5 people at work this week have asked me about the podcast. It's really
Right.
weird. Like, it's been a year. And
Now they've just started talking
people have
to you.
started, and this is the point.
I think
isn't
the problem.
it, you
I think
see?
the point is someone's found out about it and they just started telling everyone.
Maybe, but they were like, so, you know, what is it? It's still
That's
that
that
same
age-old question. What's a
isn't it?
podcast?
And I'm just, you know, some people are interested and some people are, and kind of just don't get it at all.
No.
But other people, and God damn it, I should have said something at the beginning because I promised people that I would.
Oh, right.
I've got my friend Anthony at work.
It's probably Anthony.
He has a gaming channel
On YouTube? Oh, does
yes,
he?
on YouTube.
Oh, awesome.
It's called.
Did you tell me about that?
I think so.
Yes.
It's called Ant on an E.
Ant on an E.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And he does. Actually, it's quite interesting. He does solo play where it's just him on his own.
Yeah.
Playing, I believe, Devil May Cry.
Is it DMC? Is it the...
Yeah, I think so.
See, I don't understand what's DMC. Is it the reboot? I'm not sure
right.
about it.
I
But I
don't
know that's free on PlayStation Plus at the minute. But I haven't got enough space.
He does one with his friend whose name escapes me
That would be
completely.
Minecraft. Or Call
Could
of
be
Duty.
Minecraft. He also does other co-op type Call of Duty stuff.
Okay,
I think he also does a co-op on Portal 2. Yeah. And he does something called Grudge Match, where he invites someone into a game
Right.
and they play each other, and it's, you know, if it goes horribly and they start slagging each other off, brilliant, because that's kind of
Oh,
it,
okay,
you know,
I see.
do you know
So
what
it's
I mean?
just like PvP one-on-one.
Yeah, but
sort
he
of.
was looking to, you know, get an advert out on this podcast, which I have spectacularly failed because I can't remember the YouTube site. It's Ant on an E.
Right, I'll just have a quick...
And just have a look for that.
search
He's
for it.
basically looking to expand his viewer base.
Yeah, I mean, I have put a hold on my YouTubing at the minute just because, like I told you, it's the playing... I love playing Red Dead Redemption,
Yeah.
but I
'Cause
hate
it's a
the
great
fact
game.
that I can only play it while I'm capturing.
Yeah.
That I don't like that.
You've limited yourself.
I
So
can't find any.
I'll look it up because he sent me a link on Facebook and I'll put it in the show notes so you can find it there. I'll tweet out about it and put stuff maybe on the Facebook page.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, basically he was looking for a bigger viewership, and he said if you kind of advertise me on your show, I could pay you. And I was like, fucking hell, like. It's really not. That's not what it is it?
No.
Like we said on the last
We're just
episode,
helping him out. If he wants us to record something and play a special thing that's blah blah blah, then maybe.
Yeah.
But we
But
don't
really,
want to
it's-
charge you for us talking about it.
No, because that's bullshit, isn't it? You
Yeah.
know? We've
it's
never
also-
done that with any of the other podcasts. This is what I was saying. Like to him, I said, we talk about other people's podcasts, and we hope that people that listen to us then go and find them.
Yeah, that's true.
And
It's
we've done
community
crossover.
thing.
Yeah, basically, it's a lovely community, like we said last week.
Yeah, I suppose, and the other thing is as well, we don't kind of know what effect it's going to have on the channel.
No.
So we can't say, yeah, we're going to charge
Yeah.
you 20 quid and then nobody,
Exactly.
you don't get any new subscribers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not how advertising works, but, you know. we
No,
don't know.
but we're trying to be a bit more fair.
Yes. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, so like I say, I'll put some stuff up on the websites and everything, and you can go and have a look, especially some of our friends who are more into the gaming.
Which are most, I think.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Excuse me.
The other thing,
Sorry, I am full of wind
the other
today.
thing, actually, we did say on the first episode.
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to do, actually,
Yeah.
thank you for that lead up, is I'm going to play a little clip quickly.
Okay.
Just to say, I'm going to tell you what the whole thing is, and I'll let the clip speak for itself anyway. It's
Yeah.
quite funny to me. Yeah? Yeah.
So,
I'm going to
yeah.
be really aware of saying yeah all
Well,
the
this
time.
is the thing. Now I've kind of I've let the cat out of the bag, and we're going to be very, very conscious from now on.
Yeah.
Be straight.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah. So
I was
yeah.
up there and it was on that
Yeah.
topic
Yeah.
as much.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because now we're
but-
both. Yeah.
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 But yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean.
yeah.
Yeah. I listen. Yeah.
I mean, definitely stuck in there. It was just the fact is, the thing you need to understand is that is all from the first episode. The first
Yeah.
episode was
28 minutes long.
28 minutes long. I think I only got about 6 minutes into the episode. That's all from the first 6 minutes of us saying yeah, and we still do it.
Of course we do. It's just one of those things. It seems to me as if there is a north-south divide in the way that certain people say certain words to fill spaces.
Okay.
And also
I had to stop myself then.
Also a transatlantic thing is different as well. You don't hear Americans going quite so often as people from Britain, I don't think.
I'm trying to think. The problem is a lot of the American podcasts is that we listen to edit.
Well, this
So
is
they probably
true.
cut a lot of that out.
Yeah. Oh God. And it just seems, maybe that's why.
That's the thing. I don't know. I can't remember what does Stephen and Smokey do?
Now
They edit as well.
they do. Yeah.
The thing is, we don't know. We
No.
just know we say yeah a lot.
Yeah, because
And
we
there are
don't
people that say
we don't edit at all. So
Not at all.
That's why you get pauses. That's why there's often a lot of gaps like that.
Yeah.
You see, that was comic timing.
Hey.
See.
Unintentional comment.
No,
timing as
that
well.
was that was.
Oh, it was totally
that was
intentional.
actually planned.
Okay. You shouldn't have said.
I know. Sorry.
But yeah, I noticed that all the way through our whatever. I mean, I started to edit that like weeks ago, I think, and then
Yeah.
I just forgot about it. And I noticed we kept saying it, and I remember saying that we're going to be conscious of it. I didn't realise it was on the first episode we said that. So as I was listening through, and that came out, and I was just like, oh, that's brilliant. And there was the Tell 'em Steve Day with the Ming Chen saying right,
Yeah, that's true.
and they'd done it like it was like a 2 or 3 minute clip of one episode of him saying right, and I thought, oh, that was really funny. I'm going to do it. And like I say, I got like 6-7 minutes in. I was just like, oh my
it
god,
takes a while, doesn't it?
yeah.
That kind of editing. Oh.
I give up. But I thought that was funny. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did.
Yes.
I thought it was funny.
Our first gag, the first joke told on this podcast was 40 seconds into the recording.
You told me this when I came in.
Yeah, which I quite liked. It was you were saying that you hoped that we didn't get into trouble or anything for using ABH as an abbreviation for Anywhere But Here. Which I didn't understand at first. I was like,
didn't.
What do you mean? And you were
You
like,
went, because I said, I hope we don't get in trouble for that or any complaints about it. And you were kind of like,
why?
You went, yeah, why?
because I didn't put two and two together that ABH is that stands for actual bodily harm.
Yes.
And I said, as long as we don't get into blows about it, I'm sure it'll be fine.
That was the first pun.
Witticism.
It's a pun.
It is a pun. Yes, yeah. So we also we said we've got no particular political agenda or political bias, and we'll try not to talk about religion as well.
Religion and politics. We dedicated 2 episodes to religion.
Yeah, literally 5 weeks later, episode 6 and 7.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, 6 and 7, because 6 was 6 was the one where we talked about high frequency, but we also spilled out into religion at the end of it, because I think due to Matt, the old drummer,
yes, it was
finding religion, and
that was it. Yeah, and we spent the last 20 minutes talking about religion, and we said this is good. Next week,
next week we did a joint one, because it kind of tied in, because it was Mother's Day the next week on the 10th of March. And so we thought we'd do Mother's Day linked in with religion, because of course Mother's Day is not really a religious thing anymore, but it used to be, and its origins are in religion. So yeah, those are episodes 6 and 7 that we broke our word instantly within just over a month.
Yeah, that's true.
It's probably not the first time, and it won't be the last time, because then we did a whole episode on Scientology.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
Which then spilled out again into my holiday last summer, where I went to Camelot Castle.
Yes, where the
owners were Scientologists. I got a Christmas card from them. John Mappin and Irina and Ted Stourton. And
we got quite a good download rate off of that as well, because you posted.
Because I put it on an anonymous Why We Protest website. Yeah.
That was quite good. Hopefully we picked up a lot of...
that'd
be interesting to know. If anyone listened to that episode because of that link and they subscribed and they're still listening, it would be cool to hear from them.
I think at least one person did. At least one person said that they'd gone back and listened to other episodes.
Oh, really?
So,
awesome. That's cool.
So that was nice.
Yeah, and we have talked about politics a little bit.
Yeah.
We haven't ever dedicated an episode, but we always mention...
Yeah, well, it just comes up. It's in the news, isn't it? And if we talk about the news, then it's just going to happen.
It's true. Very true.
We still use the same creaky table and chairs at your place.
We do, yeah.
That made all that noise. Although we don't lean on the table anymore, because we've bought equipment that means that we don't have to lean on the table anymore. We can't, because there's no space.
Yeah, and I used to use this, which you'd hear me flapping about a lot, which is my gaming headset, which I'm still using, because it still works. It does take up a valuable USB port, though.
True. Another thing that we said in the first episode that we were like, this is again another reason we're doing this is because we don't really see people as often and as much as we'd like to, so it kind of keeps people in the loop as to what's going on in our lives. But did we keep in touch with any more friends this year than we would have done?
I talked to Corky a lot less than I used to.
Me too. I don't think I've seen him, honestly. I definitely haven't seen him since his birthday last year, which was in March. And I feel fucking awful for that. But then you got to think, well, other people don't get in contact with me either. So
it's that 6 of 1 sort of thing. It doesn't make it
feel
right
really
that we
bad.
don't keep in touch
I feel
with
really
people,
bad
though.
about it.
I saw him the other week, and I will be seeing him because we're going to the Less Than Jake Zebrahead.
Yes.
Zebrahead, not Zebrahead. Zebrahead.
Yep.
And who is it? Real Big Fish.
Yes.
It's like a triple headline. Well, it's a double headliner with Zebrahead as support next month, and it's going to be fucking incredible. And it's been about, and there's a lot of people going that I seen Less Than Jake at Reading 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But before that, the last time I saw them was at Hammersmith Apollo about 13 years ago, 10, I can't remember when it was. And the people we're going with, we went with that time again, and we haven't seen them, and it's just going to be
A bit of a
nostalgic
reunion.
and awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's going to be fucking incredible.
I wish I'd had money at the time the tickets
I
went
know,
on sale.
and I
but
don't think there's any
didn't.
now.
Nah. I would
Unless you
doubt it.
want to risk a tout.
Not really.
Exactly. But it's going to be fantastic because I like ska punk as well as pop punk.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Everyone likes it.
No, they
down
don't,
inside.
apparently.
Deep down inside, everyone loves it.
Actually, they did all say it's
Yes,
fun.
they did.
Yes,
And their bands used to play pop punk covers as well. So,
to you.
have we stopped talking over each other?
No.
'Cause that was the thing, wasn't it? We're new to this, so we might talk over each other and stuff. But
I did notice a few weeks ago I constantly interrupt you, and I feel really bad for it sometimes.
I do the same, I think, sometimes
I,
too.
I
So,
don't
you
know. It's just part of
My
the parcel,
my
isn't
worst habit on this podcast, and it's something that I need to stop doing, is occasionally, like when I'm trying to sort out the next bit of thing that I'm going to, next bit of news or whatever, is that I concentrate so much on that, and even though you're in my ear,
it? Yes.
I sometimes don't take in everything that you're saying,
Do you know what?
because I listen back and I'm like, what a dickhead.
I did not
sound
respond
like
to
I
it.
didn't respond to what he said.
I
What
do
a
it though.
prick.
Sometimes you're talking, and then I kind of look at you and think, he just said something that warrants a response, and I don't know what he just said. It's because I'm thinking about what to do next and what to say next, and I'm kind of like, well, I need to. It's just part of being a man. I'm not good at listening.
No.
That's one thing I think I wanted to get better was at conversations, and I'm a little
I
bit.
think
I suppose.
the thing is, I think we're slowly getting there.
After a year, after 52 weeks, our conversational skills. 28 years old, conversational skills again there.
Yeah,
29, 28. Oh fuck!
I'll be
knows.
29 in February.
Yes, 28 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm 29. I don't know my age.
I stopped counting a long time
And then you've
ago.
got that math. Oh, that's something I've noticed. I've done a lot actually.
What's that?
For the benefit of our American listeners, I use American. I pulled you up about it.
Yeah.
A while ago when you said video games on the Nerd Church episode. I went, video games? Don't pander to them. I do it.
Yeah.
I just said math.
Yeah.
When we done that test hangout last night, I said leash.
You did.
I've started like just for the benefit because we know the Americanisms. So if they say something, we know what they mean.
Yeah.
I don't think Americans are as aware of English.
I think some
words.
of the guys over there, they do, but I've found when I go over there on holiday,
Not on vacation.
I have had to use Americanisms because they don't understand when you say, for example, where's the toilet in a restaurant.
And they'll be like, it's in the bathroom.
I've had to then go, oh, where's the restroom?
Oh yeah, yeah. Where's the toilet? It's in a restroom, like the rest, of the world.
Yeah.
But like it's yesterday as
or
well.
Use sidewalk instead of pavement, or
Street
things like
instead
that.
of road.
Even I've asked for a water in a restaurant once. I said, "Oh, can I have a water?"
Mm.
And the waitress has looked at me like I'm speaking another language.
But
And she's
water
like,
is water.
Sorry, and I said, "Water." What? Water? Oh, you mean water?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Yeah, I was like, "Yes, water. Can I have some water, please?"
Water. WARDER.
Yep.
What was it I was going to say? Like in email conversation we had yesterday, I think it was Michael said, "Oh, Stan's not a fan of pants."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, is that the English version? Is that English pants or American pants?" And he was like, "What are English pants? They're pockets for like tea and biscuits." I was like, "Well, no, underpants.
Underwear.
We call underpants pants. They call trousers pants."
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, it's just stuff like that I've noticed. I will never say pants when I mean trousers.
No.
Never, ever.
No, that's a very alien thing to us.
Something instilled in you as a child, pants are your underwear.
Yes.
But yeah, I've noticed I do that a lot, and I'll probably continue to do it.
Yeah. I think it.
It's that whole thing we spoke about language. The languages
Yeah.
are infusing and becoming.
Yeah,
the
of course they are. But
international
also, I
language.
think we're aware that we have listeners in America, and sometimes it's good to pander to an audience
yeah, and
who
probably
listen.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
It's very true.
So
I don't know what else.
What else? Me being at university was mentioned after 12 minutes and 30 seconds, and
That was me.
I didn't bring it up.
That was me.
Yeah, so that was a recurring thing that happened this
Well,
year.
I didn't say university, did I?
No.
I said you have a
And more educated.
More education,
which is neither here nor there, really.
no, but it was just that was trailing off on the conversation of how we are speaking.
We had a lot of technical issues with technology in the first few episodes until we
first
landed
52
upon
weeks.
Yeah, until we landed upon Reaper.
Yes, which saved our life.
Yeah, because we were using all sorts of weird and wonderful things that we were getting free trials
God,
for,
yes.
and they were very sketchy. Episode 3 completely disappeared when you went to render it, so we had to re-record it.
Yeah, and I did say in the first episode as well.
Yeah.
that I'm scared that we're going to stop this episode and we're going to lose everything.
Yeah.
2 episodes later,
It actually
we lost
did.
everything.
So, but yeah, since we got Reaper, actually, it's been totally fine.
Perfect,
More or less.
Yeah.
We've
No,
not.
I don't think we've
there
lost
was that
anything.
one time where the beginning of the episode appeared at the end of the episode for some reason,
I don't know what
and then
happened
wouldn't go away.
It's because we ran out of disk space.
That's it. Yeah. So
and
that
we
wasn't
used the audio from the camera
Yeah, that's right.
at the end of that episode.
Yeah. But that's about it from the first episode, I think.
Yeah.
There was a really good segue about 5 minutes ago that I could have done, but I
Bollocks.
didn't.
Yeah.
We've had some really, really great guests this year as well, actually, and I want more guests in the future, I think.
I think we can do it, especially with the internet as well.
Yeah.
I think Skype rubbish. The Hangout yesterday, the audio was so much better.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah, the
And I
Skype
did say-
episode, we did the Skype episode on episode 37 with Nerd Church.
Yes.
And we had massive technical difficulties our end, and thank Christ we were both recording our own separate bits so we could put them together, because that saved those
Yeah,
episodes.
and the audio quality itself was rubbish anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Like the actual over the internet, the audio on Skype was terrible. It was
So-
okay to talk to each other like that, but
Yeah.
for recording purposes, it was terrible.
It wasn't brilliant.
Like I say, the Hangout last night, the audio was so much better. There's a few little drops, but I think
Yeah.
that's because we were wireless. If we
Yeah.
were plugged in,
It would be better.
it would be a lot better.
Because essentially next week is our
of
big
course.
spectacular with everyone. We're gonna have. It's amazing, isn't it? We're gonna have. I think we're gonna have the guys from Nerd Church, a few of them.
Yes, not all of them,
Not all of
unfortunately.
them, unfortunately. Jake from Ridgecast.
Possibly Ian as well.
Oh right, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Stephen from History of Misunderstanding, and maybe Smokey.
No, he's working.
Oh, is he
Yeah,
definitely
he won't be
working?
there.
Okay.
We're too early for him.
I think Scott from Stinking Paws said he was up for it, though we haven't heard from him. So Scott, if you're out there,
I did send a direct message on Twitter.
Yeah.
He may not have got it. We do need him to email us. I mean, just to confirm that he's doing it, because we've
Yeah.
got him on
Yeah.
Google. We
Yeah.
just need to know if he's up for it. It'll be
Yeah.
3:30.
yeah,
We'll be going live, but we need people to 3 o'clock, 3:15 to be
to
in
kind
the
of get
call.
on there and be ready.
Yes.
So that's coming. So there's going to be a lot of voices, and it's going
I
to
think
be
we're having
very, very.
Stephen from Drunk Geek Blog as well.
Oh yeah, that's
From
right.
the Drunk
yeah.
Geek cast, and maybe Keith
I mean,
and Cara.
Stephen from
Cara.
Drunk Geek. Stephen from Drunk Geek Blog last night.
Oh, awesome.
Why on earth he would go outside from a fucking wedding to come into some Google Hangout just to
Just to
test some
check.
technology? I mean, thank you.
We appreciate it. It was funny.
You didn't need to do it, man.
No, it
But
was.
thank you anyway.
We wanted to see if my laptop would cope, and it did just
did,
about.
yeah,
Audio-wise, video-wise, it was a bit.
It's going to be a bit hit and miss next week, but bear with us. And I think there's going to be some comedy come out of it, I reckon.
Fucking
a
technology
doubt.
is going to provide some awesome.
So
stuff.
make sure you're listening, and you can watch live on Google as well.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to on YouTube.
YouTube, sorry.
Or on Google Plus, but I think what I'm going to do is have a page set up, because you can embed the video on your own website. So if you go to abhpod.com/live, I will have it there
Right.
at 3:30.
Yes.
I mean, you can get in there beforehand to get the stream going and have it there ready. I was going to try and stream audio as well, but I don't want to risk it. But yeah, go to abhpod.com/live next Saturday.
at 3:00, 3:30
Yeah.
GMT.
Yes, GMT.
Yeah, we've had some great guests. Like I say, the Nerd Church one was great. We had early on in the year, the first guest we had obviously was Corky.
Yes.
He was on episode 3.5 and 4.
Yes. He fell off the
because
chair
it
on one
was-
of them.
Yeah, he did fall off a chair. That's live on. That's on the YouTube as
That
well.
was one of our first
Episode-
live streamed hangouts.
I think that was episode 4.
Yes.
I believe. Next guest we had was Loz, our friend Loz, on episode 9.
Yes.
where we talked about all sorts, really. Poo,
And
mostly, and sick.
Poo and puke.
And a couple of gigs where there were broken noses.
That was extremely fun. That was so funny.
That was a really
episode.
fun episode, and it would be nice to have him on again, I think, at some point. Because he was very interesting and people responded well to him, I think.
Yeah.
Then the very next episode, we had Ben Copeland of Mooley.
Which was just fascinating.
The most fascinating, yeah. I mean,
really fascinating guy.
Yeah.
He's
and
done a lot. He's seen a
go
lot.
back and listen to episode 10 because he is someone who's worked in the music industry for quite a while. His band Mooley are brilliant. And the number of you that went out and actually pre-ordered their single was great. Like, I know quite a few of our listeners did. It's just unfortunate they had a cock-up with the record company registering for
the chart positions and stuff.
Yeah, they didn't get the pre-sale ones. They didn't count towards the overall charting of the single,
why,
which is such a pain because I think we got a few people
they
in
would have
there.
done really well out of
Yeah.
that.
Not that they need our
Not
help,
they didn't
but,
need us, but you know.
But yeah, he's a really great guy, like the nicest person
He is awesome.
just accommodating and just lovely. We also had his singer Christina Smith on episodes 27 and 29. That was a split interview leading up to the release of the single Automatic. Then obviously we've mentioned Nerd Church as well in our episode 37. Episodes 38 and 48 featured Joe.
They did, didn't they?
And for that one episode and a section that she did, she won Podcast Host of the Year.
Yeah.
Which is great.
And constant contribution.
Yes, yeah.
She's an invisible host.
She's omnipotent in this podcast.
She is.
I
Not that we
believe.
believe in omnipotent beings.
But yeah, so I'm hoping definitely 2 bands.
Yes, we need to get Kaleidophone.
I need to... Oh, and Kaleidophone, yeah, 3 bands.
They keep saying they're up for it, and then...
Yeah, we need to concrete... I think
we need to hound them because they're very busy. Yeah. They've actually got a single coming out.
Right, okay.
No, 8 is out now called What You're Made Of.
Okay, go and listen to it because they are also brilliant musicians.
On our Facebook, I did post a link to the video. Mm-hmm. So...
let's go and check that out.
Really nice guys. We do believe in omnipotent beings.
They do, yes. It would be nice to cross over with a couple of podcasts this next year. I think we're going to do one with Scott and Charlie at Stinking Paws. Definitely. I think that might just be a Stinking Paws thing, though. Perhaps we'll have them on our show.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I haven't got a problem with it.
We'll see what comes out of it because we are going to have that drink soon.
Yes.
We both keep saying about it on
Twitter.
our podcasts and
Texting.
Twitter and texting and everything. I'm more easy to get a hold of than you, I think, but because obviously your shift work.
Yeah, no, I know.
To pin down to a date.
Yes.
Smokey and Stephen are supposed to be coming down here at some point.
Podcast tour.
Yeah, podcast tour of 2014, which I think we're going to be featuring on, and we'll have them on one of our shows, I would imagine.
Oh, we have to.
Definitely.
Nerd Church I want to team up with again.
Yes, would love to do another Nerd Church thing.
I mean, we're definitely teaming up with most of these people next week.
Yeah,
But
well,
we mean-
this is very true. Yeah.
But we mean like singular episodes.
Yeah, just having them on the show and stuff, and being able to probe them a little bit about their relationships, how they met and what it is that made them want to do the podcast that they do. We also are helping an American guy with his podcast documentary.
Yes, called Podcast People.
Podcast People or Pod People.
Pod People.
Bulldog Mouth Productions.
Yeah.
And hopefully we shall be instrumental in the UK side of things. We hope, maybe.
Also, we have been asked. Should have spoke to this about. You've probably seen, but Talking Head Pods, Jake. He's asked us to be in on the affiliates.
On the affiliates. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That was
He wants to
mentioned
interview
really
us.
early on as well.
Yeah,
actually.
definitely, yeah.
And it's something that we are really interested in doing.
So you're going to hear that. We'll let you know.
Yep. That's about it, I think. Really.
Yeah, I think we should go for some facts.
Yeah. Well, again, I had a definite into this a little while ago, and I
unfortunate.
fucked it up completely. We have been we've broadcast up to the beginning of this episode. I mean, it's nearly an hour in now, so I could add this hour to this. So if I do add this hour to this list, we've been recording now. We've broadcast 56 hours, 55 minutes and 9 seconds.
That's an insane amount.
How mad is that?
And included in that, what was our shortest episode?
Our shortest episode was episode 49, which was the bridge between Christmas and New Year, where we
A failed attempt at improv.
Yeah,
Christ.
tortured improvised comedy. That was only 11 minutes and 50 seconds long.
And if you've listened to it, it feels like so much longer.
Yeah. Felt like about half an hour to us, I think.
Yeah.
The longest episode was episode 21, which I have up here. It was entitled Crazy's Consoles, Kaleidophone and Kermode.
Yes. Oh, that was that. Yeah.
And it was 1 hour and 23 minutes and 20 seconds long. And I was trying to work out what the significance of that being the longest episode was. And from what I can make out, we actually had contributions from Ozzy, Chris Osborne. And we also had a contribution from Holly about the Walrus advert.
Jesus, that was before
Tusk. Kevin Smith took it on board and made it into a film, before they even put it on Smodcast.
It was the week before, or same weekend.
Yeah, the same week, I think. We put ours out first, so we were there first.
We win.
But we couldn't spin it out quite as much as they could. I also tried to do my Talisa Kontostavlos thing continued that week as well. She used to be in N-Dubs and was caught trying to sell some cocaine to some journalists.
Well, she was the middleman, wasn't she, for a cocaine deal? And
I thought that she would be our Lindsay Lohan / Amanda Bynes, but it turns out she's not quite as mental as they are.
Just not as interesting.
Yeah, so, that was a feature that was going to be a feature, but then stopped being a feature because she wasn't interesting.
Well, it still comes up occasionally.
Yeah, very occasionally. We read out the Queen's Birthday Honours list. That was what probably took up so much time, because I think I went through all of the people that I kind of knew on there.
Yeah, and this was the episode when everyone found out that you liked Mark Kermode.
Yes. Yeah. Rather than hate him, which most other people seem to do.
I do like the idea of sending that DVD to
yeah, good idea.
Everyone going and buying it and sending it to them.
It was also the pros and cons of the PlayStation 4 versus the Xbox One. That was that week. It wasn't E3, but it was the release of all the information about it. That was what took up so much time. So that's why we spent a lot of time.
Hour and 20, and just the fact we can't shut up.
Maybe
sometimes
because
we plan stuff and then we feel the need to go through everything.
So
on that week, anyway,
we've been on air 56 hours, 56 minutes and 9 seconds.
Yes,
right now,
which is crazy.
How many, or what TV shows, or film trilogy,
or film series?
What do you reckon that we've been on air longer than?
Because we're talking running time here.
I've got a list, broadcast hours.
We've only been going a year, but some TV series go for example, 3 years, but they might only be short episodes.
Lost had 5 series or six series between 2004 and 2009, I think. No, 2010, I don't know. They put out X amount. Do you reckon that we went? Well, this is
because we've done this. This was one of the ones we've done this morning, but they've been going longer.
What they put out 84 hours and 49 minutes of material.
So they've been going running time longer than us.
Yeah,
they beat us.
Yeah, they beat us.
That's a good example to give.
What about the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies?
Together, you told me this, didn't you?
Yeah, I know. I should have done this on the slide.
There are some that I don't know about, though. Yeah. Some that you surprised you. But Lord of the Rings and Hobbit together, didn't you say they're about?
Well, at the moment, with the third Hobbit film not even finished and edited yet, they're at 17 and a half hours. So I'd imagine
for films, that's a huge amount of time.
Mad, isn't it?
But that's the special editions, isn't it?
The first Lord of the Rings was 208 minutes long. The second one was 263 minutes long on its extended cut.
That's insane amount of time.
The third one, Two Towers, was 235 minutes. The Hobbit was only 182 minutes, and The Desolation of Smaug was 161, the shortest of the films.
But felt the longest?
No,
Fellowship.
No, yeah. And the third one, you can only imagine, is going to be another 3 hours. So I'm willing to bet that after all that, they'll come out at between 20 and 21 hours.
So just under half the time we have.
ER. Now, ER was a long-running TV show.
This is just
struggling
interesting.
to find it now. Oh yeah, there it is. ER was running for quite a few years back there, and they came out. They were only 22-minute episodes. Wasn't it?
I thought they were 40.
I can't remember now.
Oh shit!
Anyway, they were shortish episodes, but they put out 242 hours and 44 minutes.
That
in their run.
is a lot.
That's a lot, isn't it? But then that was kind of a soap opera. I don't know whether they were on almost every day, or was it a weekly thing?
No, it was
I'm
a
not
weekly.
sure.
It was a weekly.
It was
yeah.
weekly because we decided not to put in soap operas because there's no possible way
Soap
we're gonna
operas
beat
don't
them.
have seasons, do they?
No.
Well, over here they don't. Like EastEnders is constant. Neighbours, which is Australian, but that's
True.
constant. And
We decided to go for Doctor Who as well because everyone talks about Doctor Who and everyone's interested in it except me.
you haven't watched it.
And we thought we'd go from the 2005 series because no one talks about anything before then, often.
No.
And that, I thought we might beat that.
Yeah, but see, like
Although
that's
it
what
is
I was
8
saying
years.
beforehand. The older series, the original series was. See, this is where I get the American version of series and season because I call the one before the series 2 different series, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, because it's...
And they had seasons within that series. But I say I'm going to use the American version. That series of Doctor Who, the pre-2005, they were only 28-minute episodes.
Yeah, so
apart from a couple of specials. And 1985,
Yeah.
I think, series was longer. So that one I thought, yeah, but then the 2005 series, they're 48-minute episodes, I believe. They're the hour-long ones. Almost. So it's kind of... And there's 7 seasons, 7 seasons in now.
Yeah. So in those 7 series, they've put out 110 hours and 53 minutes.
Mental.
Which is also quite mad.
Was it 3 72-minute episodes or 2 72-minute episodes as well, which are the specials?
Yeah, that's right. Right. Now, I thought about doing The Office from over here, but it only went a couple of seasons.
Yes, it did, yeah.
2. And I thought, well, there's no need for that. What about the US Office?
That's been going a long time.
Because that went on till 2013.
But I don't know how long they are.
So do you reckon we did more? We've broadcast more hours.
More than 55 hours.
55 hours. Well, 56 hours. 55
I think
minutes.
they've been going. Was it 5 or 6 years now?
I think.
But I don't know how long
about
the
5
episodes
years, I
are.
think.
It's one of those things. If they're only half-hour episodes, I would say probably longer than them. But if they're hour episodes, maybe. I'm going to say.
I can give you the answer.
Do.
Do you reckon it's more or less than us?
I think they've done more than us.
You do. You'd be right.
Oh.
It's 68 hours,
Sorry, that's
37
not-
minutes,
that's boring,
and
isn't it,
30
when-
seconds. But not a lot more.
No.
That's only 13 more hours. In fact, less than 12 now
Wow.
than the US series of The Office.
We're close. We're closing in on them.
And then I thought about classic British TV, and I thought, well, 40 Towers, obviously we've done more than them, although
Like
they
20-minute episodes, 2 series, and there was only 6 episodes a series.
Yeah, there's 12 episodes at like 30 minutes long each.
So yes.
So obviously we've done more, but they are timeless. I love 40 Towers.
You can watch it over and over again.
Yeah, you never get bored with it, ever.
You could watch more episodes of that if you were to listen to us.
Yeah, it's
Each episode once.
yeah.
It would be less time than you would spend watching those 12 episodes of 40 Towers.
Yeah, without a doubt. I would say I've probably watched the episodes of 40 Towers more than 55 hours.
And they're on Netflix, so I started
Yeah.
watching them again.
Now, Only Fools and Horses is a classic British sitcom, and sadly, the guy who played Trigger died the other day from complications
also in
arising
Doctor
from
Who.
cancer. He was, yes.
He's the head Cyberman. Well, he invented the Cyberman.
Now, they were going during the 80s and 90s, and they came into the 2000s with the specials.
Yeah.
How many hours do you reckon they put out, all in all, from the beginning to the end of the last Christmas special?
Now, the problem we've got here is I can say, initially you would say more. I'm going to go with more. my head is going, oh, but there's been lots of repeats and blah blah
Hmm.
blah, and how many series actually were there? Well, I'm going to go with my head and say we've been going longer, more hours than them.
Well, you're right.
Oh, fuck's sake! No,
They
I
only-
meant them more. Why did I say us more? My head was they done more.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no,
anyway.
they didn't do more. They only put
That
out
is surprising.
47 hours and 20 minutes.
What?
I know.
That's
That's including all the specials, which were like an hour or 75 minutes long.
mad. It's just the repeats, isn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But again, such a good show that you don't mind watching all those repeats, and so much so
the
that you
later
think,
specials
yeah,
where
I mean,
Damien's grown
yeah.
up, like still funny.
yeah. But classic. I went off it for a long time actually, and then I watched it again a few years back and was like, this is
I
brilliant.
think a couple of my favourite episodes are the Pocket Watch. That was the
Yeah.
first special they did. Or the second
Yes.
special they did. That was worth, and they got millions, and then
First one.
Del were faints in the auction house.
Yeah.
One of my favourite scenes is Del trying to lean on the bar.
Of course, yeah.
Just
Play
disappears
it
out of
cool,
shot.
son. Play it cool.
But yeah, a trigger moment. Why does everyone call you Rodney, Dave? Because that's my name, Trigger. I'm Rodney. Oh, I'll see you later, Dave. It's just like,
My favourite thing from Trigger was I got this plaque presented to me by the mayor for for economical service. I've had this same broom for 17 years. It's like, that's amazing, Trigger. How have you managed that? Well, I've replaced the head about 8 times and the shaft maybe 12 times.
it's so classic.
It's so good.
I think Nicholas Lyndhurst's reactions to that
Yeah.
is just classic as
Yeah.
well. Just the way he just looks, just complete disbelief on his face.
But somehow in 1 year, we have broadcast more time than that entire run.
It's on all the time though.
Yeah.
So that's why. Oh, fucking the Batman and Robin episode.
Oh,
Or just that scene.
Yeah.
Like,
so
you can't
funny.
forget that.
Where they go to a fancy dress party
Yeah.
and it turns out the person whose party it was had died and they didn't get the...
So everyone's in there in tuxes and
they
stuff,
turn
and they're
up
turning
like
out Batman and Robin.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Only Fools and Horses,
You
you
need
need
to.
because it's just fantastic.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
Um,
There was just some things, I think we've covered the main ones. Some of my favourite moments from this year
oh, of course.
have been the embarrassing stories episode. I think
I
that
loved
was-
it. I didn't
yeah.
get as many responses on Twitter. I mean, we got a response from Loz. I
Yeah.
think in the last 2 weeks, people have started mentioning it.
Yeah.
It's particularly Nerd Church and History of Misunderstanding on Twitter.
Yeah, this is true. You're getting a little bit of ribbing for your jogging.
Yes, my story. Go and listen
story.
to that episode. What, did we
That
have that?
was
or not?
episode. If you give me just a second,
That was the one
I shall
Joe.
find
The
it.
first one Joe was on.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So
So,
it's
it was 38. No, yeah.
Was it
Yeah,
38?
38.
Yeah, episode 38.
So go back and listen to that because that
Tales of
was fun
Embarrassment.
because we actually got quite a bit of listener correspondence on that as well, which was really good.
Or people telling us.
Yeah, and also the phobias episode.
yeah.
That was really good as well.
But yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that episode. That was funny. One of my favourite moments, one of my favourite quotes. Although I liked the stop hitting things.
Yep, we
When I
got a
kept hitting my
hashtag,
mic and
yeah.
you just shouted stop hitting things at me. Yeah, and then hashtag stop hitting things and seriously stop hitting things.
Yep,
that was
down
good.
to Nerd Church. Thank you.
Have you ever been in a waitress?
That was
I enjoyed that
hilarious.
moment.
Yeah, that was good.
Which was so much funnier when I listened back to it.
Yeah.
But, yeah. That was one of my favourite quotes, I think.
Personally, from a storytelling point of view, my Camelot Castle one
Yes.
and my Three Peaks one.
That was fascinating, the Camelot one.
Yeah.
The Three Peaks was
I mean,
drama.
yeah.
Drama-wise, that was awesome.
Drama, it was insane. I think that one is episode... I
I can't remember what we called it.
No, me neither.
was-
It was episode 39 was the Three Peaks Challenge one where I told my tale of doing the Three Peaks, and it is not as straightforward as you might imagine. So if you
not
want to
at all.
go back and listen to that one, that's probably my highlight of myself.
And unfortunately, there's a lot more drama to it that you can't mention.
yeah.
It's just, oh my God.
It's, yeah.
But so,
I can't talk
No,
about
no,
it, so
no,
I'm,
no.
You know.
This
is also why my videos still aren't caught up because I can't, I've got
Show
to
anything,
a kind of point where I don't know whether it's tasteful anymore.
Yeah. There was. I like what the ABCs became.
Yes, yeah. Why haven't we mentioned the ABCs? That
I
was
like what that became. That was based on an idea that Jo came up with. She said about doing each episode based around a letter of the alphabet,
That's
which I
true.
thought that would be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
Which it would have been
But
because
actually-
the ABCs itself
Yeah.
was difficult some weeks.
The worst thing is, looking back at it, there are so many other things that we could have said.
It's because we put so much pressure on ourselves about.
And I
coming up
think
with them.
maybe it will come back in future. Because I
As
keep
something else,
thinking
maybe.
about other things that I could have said, and I'm like, I wish.
But do
I
you
could
want
have-
to start that train again?
Kind of.
You just like the song.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. And so did many other people. It got under
Yeah.
their skin. But I'm hoping the Morrissey theme starts to get under people's skin now.
Oh, Chloe's constantly walking around singing it. And there's another theme coming that we might.
Yes.
Are we going to leave that till 54?
Yeah, I think so. I've got to get some actual material together for that.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that later.
Another time. But yeah, I do like what it has become. I like what this podcast has become. I
Yeah.
like what it's done for us.
Yeah, I think so. It's interesting that now Americans want us to come and visit them in America. That is insane.
It's fucking mind blowing.
It's weird that we have people that listen to us over there across the pond.
Yeah.
It's weird that we have people listening to us in this country. It's weird that we have even our friends. In the beginning, we were like, well, who's going to actually listen? There were maybe like 10 people a week used to listen. And we used to know roughly who all those were.
I mean, should we break the myth? Because it's for some reason we don't talk about our download numbers.
No.
And I think people probably assume we get more.
I
Like the
have
way
no
people
idea.
talk, it sounds like they think we might get more.
No podcast ever reveals their actual figures.
Well, I mean, like HOM on the last one said they're nearly up to 7,000 total,
Yeah.
which kicks the stink out of ours.
Yeah.
Stinking Paws are what, 12 episodes in? Or no, not even that. The 9 or 10. And they've just hit over 1,000 total downloads.
Yeah.
Which took us a lot longer to get to that point.
Damn straight.
I think our total downloads. It's on. If you go to the
Where's
dashboard.
the dash? There you go.
If you go to dashboard and down the bottom, we'll give you the stats of our total file downloads, which isn't 7,000 at all.
No.
Over 51 episodes. We haven't had that many at all. We've had
40,090.
no, we haven't. We've had 4,098.
Oh, sorry, 4,000.
Jesus Christ! Like total downloads is 4,098,
Yeah.
which history and misunderstanding are kicking our ass. I think that is what helps where they originally host their podcast.
Yeah,
helps
maybe.
because it is a podcast hosting site, and people that have amateur podcasts just go to a list and look for stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that helps them. I mean, what's our average download per episode in the first week is...
The first week,
No, the first week
Oh.
of the download. So if you look at episode 51, we're at
71.
71 downloads
Yeah.
in a week. It is. It goes between 65 and 80.
Yeah.
I would imagine, plus or minus 15. Do you know what I mean? Which I wanted to hit 100 downloads per episode, like in their first week by the end of the year. We're not far off.
We're
it
not far off, no.
at all.
No.
I'm quite happy with what we got, and I thought I was a lot more disappointed in the summer. I was thinking, the numbers aren't going up. We plateaued.
Well, they
and
started dwindling, didn't they, at one point?
They plateaued and then
Yeah.
started going down, and I was like, But since we started making friends with all these people, and I don't care, like these people listen to it.
Yeah.
They're the only ones I care about, and they seem to enjoy it, and they talk to us and interact with us.
And that's the point.
That's what it's
really.
become now.
It doesn't matter about download figures, I don't think. From my point of view, as long as people are interested enough to listen still and interact with us
Yes.
and all that good stuff, then it doesn't matter to me. I don't care.
I don't know. I've got.
I would like a few more people.
When we started it, I wanted to get a lot of downloads. I wanted to get numbers. I wanted to get somebody advertising with
Yeah.
it so we could pay that way
Yeah.
for our hosting.
Yeah.
But now I'm quite happy with the listeners we've got, because when it gets to a point where we go, look, we haven't got enough, like just do a bit of Amazon shopping on our banner that you can find on abhpod.com. They will kind of go out of their way and they will start using that banner, and then we'll eventually get enough money to pay for another year's hosting, which happened.
Exactly. Yeah. We've reached that goal.
Was it the first, second, third? What was one of the early episodes, pre-episode 10 episodes, we said, as long as it's self-sustaining, I don't care.
That's it. And it has been.
And I don't care. Actually, I was meant to say when you said about the people at work, I had a response from the podcast at work because I work with arseholes.
Right.
Someone came over to me, made a point of coming over to me, went, "Your podcast shit."
All right.
So I had a little post-it pad that we got measured up for our uniform, and they went, "Here, have a packet of post-its and a pen." So was that cool? So I wrote a post-it that said, "I don't give a shit what you think," and just stuck it on him. I just like, do you know what I mean? He made a point of coming over and like, who gives a shit if your fucking toilet roof's leaking? It's like, did you miss the point of that conversation?
Yeah, that wasn't.
It was about how stuff fucks up over Christmas period. That was the point of it.
It was part
It's
of
just
a
one of
larger
those
narrative.
moments where I'm like, am I at work or am I just like falling asleep at school and
Yeah.
I'm still in school?
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah. Like we said, I don't care if no one listens. I don't care
Constructive
if
criticism, like you're
people
saying,
criticise.
yes.
Constructive criticism is the way forward.
but
if
your
you wanna-
podcast is shit, is not
is-
constructive.
yeah.
And he walked off and carried on listening to it. And he came back over to me to pick up like the parts that I was making. He didn't. That's the thing. He comes over to grab the skins that I'm making on my machine and take them back. He came over, didn't take the skins, came over, said that, walked off.
Right.
It's like he didn't even come over as part of work. He came over to tell me that.
But the point is,
When he came back over to get the skins, I went, "So you don't like it?" He went, "No, it's fucking shit." And I went, "Thanks for the download anyway."
yeah.
Like you contributed to our stats.
Yeah.
You know, you may not like it. You may want to wind me up. I went, "Why are you listening to it then?" "Oh, because I want to take the piss out of you." I went, "Well, if you want to take the piss out of me, listen to the embarrassing stories episode.
Yeah.
That'll give you something to take the piss out of me." And when you do that, I'll go, "I told it on a podcast.
Yeah.
I don't care."
I'm not bothered.
No, like
No, I think people at my work have been generally okay about it. If they don't understand why we do it, then they say. But I've not had any negative criticism.
no, if they go, "Oh, you know, it's not for me. I find it fairly boring." It's like, fair enough.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah,
Other
that's
people
up
don't.
to you. Yeah, yeah. But that's the beauty of it, isn't it? It's a niche thing, and you find these people who have the same interests as you, and they're the ones that are going to be your audience. It's not the people who think it's crap.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care.
Oh no, I just fuck it. We're grateful for the people that do it. We're grateful I'm grateful to Liz and Chloe for allowing me to disappear for like 3 hours on a Sunday.
And
to come
I am
record.
also very grateful to Joe for the same exact thing.
Yeah. And Joe listens as well.
Joe listens, she
Which-
contributes, she gets involved, you know.
We really do appreciate. Liz
Yeah.
doesn't because she doesn't do anything for her, and she
not
has to
her
look
thing.
after Chloe. So
yeah,
it's like,
exactly. Yeah.
you know, it's not her thing. She doesn't. She's listened to one, and that's because she knew we told a story about her.
Yeah.
It's a bit,
It doesn't matter, does it?
but it's yeah. But we are eternally grateful, and we're sorry that
And-
we're going to start other podcasts in the future. But you'll do it with Joe, hopefully.
Yeah,
So-
maybe. But yeah, I hope that you continue to listen. I hope that our quality, you know, gets better because we did have a lull, I think.
I
in
think we
quality.
did.
We're going to try and sort that out.
Yeah, I think we did last week. I felt really good about that. I think
Yeah.
it was back to the old.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we're on a stronger. Obviously, this episode is more to do with us. So sorry for being self-indulgent.
Yes.
It's about to become the longest episode.
I was
ever.
just about to say that. I was just about to go. So Tom, what's the longest episode we've ever recorded?
And next week will be a celebration of sorts, but
that's
it's going to
gonna be our
involve
longest
everyone.
episode, I
So I
believe.
don't think you're going to find it difficult to be entertained next week.
Oh no.
Yeah, so thank you to everyone who's listened and continuing to listen and giving us stuff to talk about and, you know, talking to us on social media, be it Twitter or Facebook
Yes.
or whatever. Please continue to do that. We love doing this. We would still do it if no one listened, but I think because
so.
people do listen, it makes it that much better for us.
Yes. And especially the love we get from our hashtag pod pals.
Yeah, our pod pals, for example, Nerd Church, History of Misunderstanding, Stinking Paws, Sweet Feathery Jesus, Ridgecast, Nashcast, and Drunk Geek blog.
Yes.
There are others that we need to get round to, like Weekly Geek
Started
Speak,
listening to them. I'm sure they'll
the
become.
JT Movie podcasts.
I'm sure they'll become part of our pod pals.
Yeah.
I know they already are for some of the people.
Yes, this
that
is
listen,
true.
but we've just
haven't-
started listening
we've
to
not,
them.
Yeah, exactly.
Weekly Geek Speak. Stephen from Weekly Geek. That's another Stephen that we're going to have
Another,
to contend
yeah.
with. Oh no, Steve. Sorry, Weekly
Right.
Geek Speak. He's Steve. He sounds just like Brian Cox.
Does he indeed?
He does.
Okay.
He sounds just like Brian Cox. That's for I listened to it. I was like, well, hang on a minute. I thought I was listening to Weekly Geek Speak. I didn't think I was listening to Infinite Monkey Cage. But yeah.
But yeah, so thank you for all your support this year. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
If you do watch, yes. We don't ignore you.
Yeah. This is now officially the longest episode ever.
Yeah.
I think we should probably call it a day there. Because
this is our
longest
episode ever. No, it's not turned up.
Oh dear. Problems with technology again.
Yeah, so that's... I didn't rush it at all. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Really, thank you, Tom, for doing this. Thank you for being the one to have the balls that Christmas when we were having a drink. Me, you, and Corky. You went, I kind of want to do a podcast. And I went, yes, I do too. Thankfully, but you were the first one to kind of come out with it and sort of mention it.
Yeah, and thank you for sorting out all
the
technology side of things as well.
I love doing it.
I can't do that.
That's the thing. I love doing it.
It's like another language to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And thank you to
everyone.
The
camera stopped recording.
Probably.
It's only got a little time left.
Oh dear.
It should be fine. Quick.
So, for Anywhere But Here this week, this has been our look back over the year. Hopefully it will encourage you to look back over some of our old episodes if you haven't already.
Don't forget to tune in next week, 3:30.
Yes.
abhpod.com/live. Hashtag ABHLive.
Yeah, hashtag
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because that's how we're going to be keeping track of comments and stuff.
Yes.
Because I don't know how to get the comment tracker working on
Hangouts.
So
yeah, for Anywhere But Here this week.
Yes.
For this year.
First year.
I've been Tom.
I've been Ant.
And you have been lovely.
Lovely. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Anywhere But Here podcast. Well, that's an hour of your life you won't go back.